A civil suit has been filed against the suspect in a hit and run from the summer and the company he worked for. The victim's attorney argues the crash could have been avoided if the company had done a thorough background check before hiring the suspect.
Fox 59's Scarlett O'Hara walks us through dash camera video that investigators say captured everything that happened here.
28-year-old Jaylen Brown's attorney says his life will never be the same after he was the victim of a hit and run while riding his bike home from work. He also says it never should have happened because the suspected driver was wanted in another state. This dash camera video shows the suspect's work van hitting a bicyclist going 54 miles per hour down a 35-mile-an-hour street. Rather than stopping to call 911, investigators say 53-year-old Stephen Frazier drove off, then got out to inspect the damage to his van.
It was entirely preventable. That's what is so infuriating about this case.
Brandon Yosha represents the victim's family, who are suing both Frazier and Nelbud Services, the company he worked for. The complaint accuses Frazier of acting negligently behind the wheel and Nelbud of bearing some liability for failing to properly screen Frazier before handing him the keys.
They'll probably try to fight it. You know, they'll try to say that he wasn't authorized to use the van. He wasn't in the course and scope of employment. Well, never should have hired him in the first place. It's a fugitive of justice.
Yosha says police in North Carolina issued a warrant for Frazier's arrest a few days before Nelbud hired him, then closed the warrant around the time he was caught for the crash in July. Yosha also shared Frazier's driver performance data he says shows numerous speeding violations from the night before and a recent report for theft on the job he says should have prompted a thorough background check rather than a verbal warning.
What if they would have intervened? All they had to do was contact the authorities, give him the license plate, then he's apprehended. Instead, what happens?
After the crash, investigators say video shows Frazier throwing a brick at the windshield of the van. Yosha tells us Jaylen Brown's brain injury is the worst his law firm has ever seen, and he'll require round-the-clock care for the rest of his life. His family is already facing over $1 million in medical bills.
I can't get him his health back. I can't get him his joy back. The only thing I can do is ensure that Jaylen gets the best possible medical care and the best future life care for the rest of his life.
I've reached out to the attorneys representing Frazier and Nelbud, but have yet to hear back. In the newsroom, Scarlett O'Hara, Fox 59 News.